Now, many of you will know by now that NEO, ladies and gents, last year or end of last year, they announced that they will be parting ways with their, of course, Jack, or their manufacturing partner Jack, who was the one that was producing or manufacturing the NEO cars. I mean, on both their two factories, NEO was working hand in hand in Jack when it comes to producing their cars, because Jack was the one that had a license to produce the cars and NEO didn't. And of course, what we learned is that the of course NEO acquired a certain company, or an old company that had a license, ladies and gents. I think it was by the name of Leopard, who, ladies and gents, part of the plan was acquiring that and also take the qualification or the certificates that will make them to qualify to produce their own cars. Well, today, ladies and gents, we read some good news indicating that, of course, NEO has officially received the green light of the qualification, or receiving the official qualifications for producing their own cars. And this very same article, though it is being announced, or it wrote this today, it appears that NEO has been, of course, producing their own cars. I mean, you remember that the first, of course, for one of their factories, the period, the expiry period for them and Jack for one of the factories was back in November of 2023, and for the second factory, or for the last factory, it was now in March. Which, to get to see this happen, it is something that makes me to be really excited, because you know that the advantage or the good thing about NEO producing their own cars is that, ladies and gents, now they have got costs that they will be saving, which will also sort of like boost in their gross margins for the car or vehicle margins, which is something that is pretty exciting, because of this transaction of NEO producing their own cars. We read on the article indicated last year that they save around 10% of their production costs. So whatever they were using to produce these cars, they are now going to save roughly around 10%, which is something that is pretty exciting. So this is good news to the new investor, and to officially get to see the confirmation coming today, I suppose it makes me as the new investor to be really excited. Now, you will know, when you talk of producing cars, NEO has been, of course, recently unveiling the 2024 models, which we all know that price wise it remains the same, as though, ladies and gents, they are releasing new models. And mainly on the models, it was the upgrades were from the software side more than hardware or physical stuff that you can physically see, which is something that, of course, it was quite interesting to say that NEO, of course, did not increase the price on the latest or on the new, of course, 2024 NEO models. Now, something that was really interesting is, of course, the fact that NEO has not launched their ET7, or one of their models, namely the ET7, which is something that, of course, it had so many of the consumers, investors really thinking about what might NEO, or what might be taking long for NEO to unveil this, which we all know that with the ET7, ladies and gents, it appears that there's also a bit more physical upgrades that we are going to see on the car. I mean, today we got to see sneak peeks on how the car looks like, both on the inside and the outside. I must say, ladies and gents, NEO just really upgraded this ET7. I think now we can safely call it an executive car, because, ladies and gents, once again, it went a step further than where it was last year. It went a step ahead of where it was before the upgrades. I mean, this, to me, it's just luxury. This, though we don't know the extent of what are some of the features, or how these things operate, how the screens probably operate, but we know that from what we are seeing, it is looking like it's a pretty good, decent upgrade. And I think those low sales that we're seeing previously from the ET7, I think this model is about to be revived. And price wise, I suppose, probably, I don't know, even if they are to increase it, it won't be that much, but I hope if they are to increase it, they make a competitive price at least. Otherwise, they should keep it the same to make sure that it sell good numbers. So I'm very excited, and you will know, by the way, that tomorrow, Tuesday the 16th, it is the official day when you will be doing an official unveiling of the 2024 ET7. So I'm very excited about this unveiling that we are going to see tomorrow, and I look forward to it because I know that, ladies and gents, this will revive the sales coming from this very model. So I'm very excited about that. Now, one of the things that so many people, or retail investors rather, some of them don't see is NIO is growing and how NIO continues to prepare for the future in this fast growing EV industry. I mean, over and above the, of course, the things that NIO has to do, NIO, it's a very popular company globally. I will say globally because personally I'm from South Africa, but I can tell you that though we don't have any NIO cars here, those people that are investing in stocks, some of the people, they are already aware about this NIO car. In the US, we don't even want to say that because NIO already has offices in San Jose, but I can tell you that also NIO is very popular in the US. NIO is popular in Europe. Probably the reason why maybe not many sales are coming from Europe is because of the price tags given to, of course, the NIO car. I mean, NIO vehicles, you know that they are not cheap at all, because I think the target, we can safely say, is from middle to high income earners, so which makes it, of course, that vehicle that it cannot be afforded by anyone. But let me tell you something, NIO, it's very popular. NIO, it's a company that is known, and I can tell you, had it not be the price, the issue of price, ladies and gents, then this car would be selling like cupcakes. But one of the good things that I like, ladies and gents, that will even that is making me to be very bullish onto NIO, it's because they are going to launch very soon as a brand that, ladies and gents, will be cheap, meaning that majority of the people will be able to afford that sub brand. And knowing the kind of quality that NIO produce, ladies and gents, that sub brand will sell very well because of the popularity that goes with the NIO name. Yes, the sub brand won't be called NIO, but I can tell you now, people already know that there is a sub brand, namely Alps, that is coming, and wherever it goes, that car, ladies and gents, though it is not a NIO car, people will already know that it is part of NIO, and therefore, ladies and gents, that car or that sub brand will do very well. These are some of the things that when you think out loud, you begin to think about and what NIO can be in the future. I mean, just today we saw an article of some of the Germany top government officials and business delegations visiting the NIO factory, which is something that is pretty exciting. I mean, technology, I mean, we saw them, of course, in front of NIO. We also saw them, of course, seeing or watching a battery swapping station, or the battery swapping process rather, taking place at a battery swapping station, which is something that is pretty interesting. So the kind of attention that NIO has, the kind of popularity that NIO has, is the one that will make it to flourish. NIO is not going anywhere, that I can tell you, and so many of the big investors know that, which is why some of them continue to scoop more shares, while some of them, they are trying to get the shares down so that they can buy at a discount. But one way or the other, majority of the big institutions know that this is a company that is set to do very well. So as a retail investor, once again, I'll continue telling you, I'll remind you of these things so that you know that when you sell your shares, they are scooping more. Some of these big financial institutions scoop more shares because they see the potential that lies within this NIO stock. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I just thought I'd just give you this quick update. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, comment and subscribe, and once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click the notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. And before you buy NIO for the very first time, it is always good, wise, that you do your own DD so that at least you can make available as you are investing onto the stock. Otherwise, that's all from me, and God bless you all.